Okay, I admit it. I screwed up big time this time. Hey guys, DB Right here, and today I'm going to be, basically fixing up a serious mistake I made in this What If. So this is both a fix-up of What If Raditz Killed Gohan Part 2, as well as we'll be getting into Part 3 at the same time as well. Because, turns out I made a really big mistake, which sometimes happens when you improv a what if, like I do. And a lot of times when I create small inconsistencies, I can just wave them off and keep going, and just add the little fix-up in the next video. But this time, this is a big one, which is basically going to result in a bit of an overhaul of Part 2. So, what was that mistake? Well, while Gohan and Goku were off training with King Kai, learning Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, all of that jazz was going on, I made a mistake which concerned both Piccolo and the wife of Goku, Chi-Chi. Now, in Part 1, Chi-Chi had vengeful motivations and was more keen to actually join in the training and the fight against the Saiyans in order to avenge her husband and son. Well, more her son than her husband. And so this actually results in Chi-Chi being Piccolo's training partner. And it's a fact that I forgot from when I did Part 1, that I forgot to continue on in Part 2. So, my bad. And as to her training with Piccolo, since she's quite a capable fighter on her own and whatnot, she wouldn't have to go through the 6 months of training to really understand how ki and all that works and all that. Even though in original Dragon Ball, Chi-Chi had no signs of using ki, however, with Piccolo only having to leave her to survive for only 3 months, not 6, she actually picks up how to use ki relatively quickly. Quicker than what her son did in the original. And, it became clear that, she and Piccolo could have 9 months of, grueling training. And, to rest assure you, Piccolo is just as tough on Chi-Chi as he is with Gohan. In some ways, tougher on her, because, Chi-Chi had a little bit more resilience than her son because, she's training to avenge her son, isn't she? And so with that, she was starting to show a little more promise than what Gohan did, at least in terms of motivation and training. And so, when we get down to the actual battle between the Saiyans, it still ends up with Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu losing their lives. However, you've got Piccolo and Chi-Chi, who have actually come up with some double-team attacks. Plus, you do have Krillin there as well, who knows Piccolo quite well. So, much like I said in the original version of Part 2, they're able to keep each other safe and basically keep Nappa away from him until finally he gets pretty much sick of playing around, and he's powering up a very powerful ki blast capable of wiping the trio out. And Chi-Chi is actually bravely standing in front of Piccolo because she realizes if Piccolo dies, then they're not going to be able to bring back Yamcha and Tien. Chaozu, of course, can't be wished back because he's already died once before. And, essentially, just before the attack hits, Goku and Gohan basically appear in front of them and are able to take the blast, no problem. Not a scratch on him. Chi-Chi's all happy and a bit angry too to see her husband, but ultimately happy because her son's alive. And just like how I ended the original Part 2, they immediately power up and do Nappa in with a single punch. A double team father and son punch takes Nappa down to the point that he's of no use to Vegeta in the fight, and just like in the original, Vegeta takes out Nappa, and now we head into the battle between, well, father and son against Vegeta. And, well, like in the original, they're flying off to the wasteland, and basically Piccolo, Krillin, and Chi-Chi have marching orders to stay out of this fight. And, well, Goku is not noticing this at the time, but Gohan is now beginning to show doubts on whether or not they could take on Vegeta. After all, this guy was ruthless enough to kill his own partner, and that was enough to scare Gohan to really get under the boy's skin. Remember, lack of experience here. This is Gohan's first real battle, so for the most part of the fight, Gohan actually stays out of the fight. Goku is taken on Vegeta alone, mostly like the original story, all the way up to when we get the Vegeta and Goku, Gallic Gun, Kaioken, Kamehameha, Power Beam struggle, which, remember, thanks to Gohan being there, Goku was able to sustain Kaioken times 4 a lot more easier than what he could in the original. Gohan himself can at least go to a double, maybe 3 times if he really pushed it. So, overpowering Vegeta at that point was no real problem. But then came part for Vegeta to start considering transforming into a Grade 8 just to finish Goku off. But, as we know, Piccolo blew up the moon like he did. Oh no, Gohan's not dead. No, there's no need to blow up the moon. Yes. So, yes, see, I nearly made another inconsistency right there. So no, the moon does come out, and Vegeta transforms into a Great Ape, and, well, unfortunately for Vegeta, he forgot about Gohan. This is the first time Gohan had really seen a full moon, and Gohan ended up transforming as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, Great Ape fight! It is a brutal battle between Great Ape Vegeta and Great Ape Gohan, and Goku is pretty unsure on what to do here. But he does realize that, of course, that he was the Great Ape that smushed Grandpa Gohan, and, well, the only thing Goku can really think to do right now is power up a Spirit Bomb. And, well, thanks to, Gohan's distraction, Goku is able to form a fully powered Spirit Bomb this time. And, well, meanwhile, Chi-Chi, Piccolo, and Krillin notice that, well, Vegeta's energy has skyrocketed, and so has Gohan's, to an unimaginable level, and, well, this is where, Krillin notices the full... Oh no! That Saiyan, he must have transformed into a Great Ape! Great Ape? What are you talking about? It's the source of the Saiyan's true power! And Piccolo is just going, oh! Because he just remembered what Raditz told them before about how Kakarot losing his tail, and that, you know, the tail is the key to a Saiyan's full power. You've lost your ability to transform at the full moon. Piccolo realizing that, and in hindsight he's thinking, oh, I should have destroyed that thing. So essentially, our 3 heroes who were retreating are on their way back. And, well, as for Gohan, because he is a rampaging, out-of-control Saiyan, he is getting a few shots hit in with on Vegeta, but he's still inexperienced and has no control over the form whatsoever, and Vegeta's able to take advantage of this, and has pretty much essentially beaten Great Ape Gohan down, and, well, now that that's done. Now where are you, Kakarot? I'm in the mood for lunch. And, well, as he turns around and spots, Goku's thrown the Spirit Bomb in a Great Ape Vegeta, and he's pretty much been engulfed by the blast, and needless to say, Vegeta is reeling, and he is hurt. He's still in his Great Ape form, but he's definitely hurt. Goku has definitely done some damage to the beast. And, well, with, Goku being in relatively better shape, because he was able to maintain the Kaioken times 4 better, he does decide to push it to Kaioken times 5, and is able to get another good shot in on Vegeta. However, this is where Goku makes his great mistake, because now he more or less can't maintain it any further, and he's beginning to slow down, while Vegeta is pretty much toying with him, chasing him around, and essentially has Goku in his grasp, much like he does in the original, and begins crushing. And while that essentially takes Goku out of the fight, luckily he was sort of able to escape, blasting him in the eye. And well, not that it really made any difference, because Goku can't move now. Vegeta is just about to stomp away and finish Goku off, when suddenly a Ki Blast is fired at the moon, destroying it, reverting both Gohan and Vegeta to their original states, and Chi-Chi comes out of the blue right away, and is pretty much reviving her son, and Piccolo decides to hit the kid with a cloves beam. So at least Gohan has some new Fandangle cloves that he can already use, and it's the same attire that Piccolo gave him in the original during the Saiyan saga. Just covering my bases here. And well, as Gohan wakes up and sees the state of his father, and now with Vegeta in his normal state, and he's surrounded by basically the heroes, with the exception of Goku, Vegeta realizes he's now in trouble, and to fire an artificial moon now, it'd just be a waste of energy, because the boy would just transform into an ape again, and it would just mean more bad news for Vegeta. However, Gohan has witnessed the state of his father, and this sets off his rage boost, which pushes Gohan to be able to go Kaioken times 4, and he's going one-on-one with the Prince of All Saiyans. Unlike in the original, where it's a pretty even battle, Vegeta is getting thrashed. He's getting pounded and pounded around like... almost kind of like Tien's volleyball technique. Yeah, it's not good for Vegeta, and well, eventually the strain of going Kaioken times 4 does get to Gohan, and he pretty much stops and ends up collapsing. Don't worry, he's alive, he's fine. He'll pull through, but now Vegeta's to that point that he's got nothing left. His only chance now is to escape, so he calls his pod over, and, well, just like in the original, Krillin is before him, and he has Yajirobe's sword. Yeah, Yajirobe was still around. He just never got to an opportunity to lose his sword. But he did end up losing his sword with all the wind and sonic booms that were going on around the place. Especially with when Gohan was going Kaioken times 4, knocking Vegeta around. And he's pointing it, and he's begging Krillin to pretty much let Vegeta go. And well, Krillin does decide to do this, but however, Piccolo is still there. And Piccolo it has is not letting anything go. Pretty much powers up a special beam cannon, and essentially Vegeta suffered the same fate as Raditz. He is taken out by Piccolo. Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, is dead. You're a fool, Goku, if you think you could trust this guy for a minute. Piccolo! That was not necessary. He was already beaten. You're a complete fool, like always. You really think the Saiyans would have shown us any compassion? Wake up, Goku. They killed Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha. If you hadn't stepped in right now, we'd all be dead. And well, as to that, Roshi and the others arrive, and well, Goku and Gohan are pretty much being immediately transported to the hospital, and meanwhile, Krillin is, well, telling them his little plan about going to Namek to use the Dragon Balls. Well, why would that be, DB Rai? Because Chaozu still died. They need a way to bring back Chaozu, and it's possible that the Namek Dragon Balls may have the power to do that. The Earth Dragon Balls can't do it anymore because he had already died, and they already used the Earth Dragon Balls to wish him back. But the Namek ones may be able to. And as we know, there is that rule of the Dragon Balls not being able to bring back a group of people if they've been gone for a year. So even if they waited for a year for the Dragon Balls to be activated after wishing back Gohan and Goku, it's sort of a really big slippery slope on whether or not the wish would actually work to bring back Tien and Yamcha. Of course, if it were a single wish, that would be a different story. In fact, if the Saiyans hadn't arrived a little earlier than expected, the wish wouldn't have even worked on Goku and Gohan. What do you mean the Saiyans arrived earlier than a year? Where's that mentioned, DB Rai? That's actually mentioned, at least in the anime, that they did arrive a good week or two, possibly even a month early, before the year was actually used up. So, with that in mind and a plan to go to planet Namek, well, essentially, and with the help of King Kai's giving them the coordinates, and the fact that they've got a couple of Saiyan space pods to play with, and of course Kami has his own ship, pretty much that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Yeah, I understand I had to basically redo part 2, and I do apologize for that, but I think we were able to, thanks to Carrie for pointing that really big mistake out, I think we actually made it better this time around. And so, at least for now, this is DB Rai signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below.